I got a ton of questions on a recent video about digging into the Chapter 35 benefits for disabled veterans, and this video is going to answer your questions the best that I can to ensure you don't miss out on these opportunities. First off, why does this matter? Well, because your Chapter 35 benefits are pretty damn valuable to your dependents and to yourself, but to your dependents, and we want to highlight this because it's a huge opportunity that a lot of people just aren't aware of. And I would hate for you to miss out on this because it really genuinely can change your spouse's life, your children's life, your life, by just understanding how to utilize this benefit. Chapter 35 is specifically called the Survivors and Dependents Educational Assistance, and this covers between 36 and 45 months of basically like college courses, non-college courses, correspondence courses, on-the-job training, certifications, just all kinds of educational benefits as basically a grant to help you and say thank you for your veterans' service and their disabilities as a way to compensate, and help you guys get ahead. Now, here's the cool thing. Unlike the GI Bill, this is not going to tuition. This is genuinely paid directly to the dependent. It goes in your pocket. Yeah, sure, you can use it for tuition fees, books, whatever, but you can also use it for rent and food and beer and car payments and your cell phone and whatever you want. So this allows you to focus on school without having to go get a full-time job to make it through and make ends meet. So you can actually, again, focus on your degree, focus on your education, get better grades, do better in school, learn the thing you're there to learn, and still be able to survive and have sustenance on your own. As an alternative to this, to people who spouses and children who, if your veteran passed away in the line of duty, there is something called the Fry Scholarship, which this video is not about, but just something to look into because that sometimes can actually be more beneficial than the Chapter 35 benefits. And so I just want to highlight that if that applies to you as a survivor, at least look into that as well. In order to be eligible for Chapter 35 benefits, you must be a spouse or child of somebody who either died in the line of duty or died as a result of service-connected disabilities, or is currently MIA, or currently POW, or is 100% permanent and total VA disability, i.e. myself. In order to apply, you're going to go to va.gov and you're going to fill out the form 22-5490. And you're going to need to provide proof, i.e. marriage certificate, birth certificate, like proof that you are the dependent of the veteran in question, as well as documentation of the veteran's either disability, MIA, KIA, POW status, which you most likely will have on hand. And then you're simply going to need to choose a school or program certified by the VA and get with your VA certifying official at that school or program every single term to certify that you are in fact enrolled to maintain your payments. Okay, so some pro tips on Chapter 35. I would definitely look into the Fry Scholarship if you are, the child of somebody who passed away, because this may be a more beneficial option, or at least an additional option that you can use in terms of your grants and benefits. I would also stack all of these Chapter 35 benefits with any state-offered programs, because a lot of states offer their own benefits for college and education for dependents of deceased service members and vets, or disabled service members and vets, or POW. And we would want you to just maximize by reaching out and looking and double dipping as much of that as possible, because the end goal here is simply that you get a good education and you don't have to work 40 hours a week to do it, or try to work 2 jobs or whatever to make ends meet. You're able to just work on your education and focus by having this additional revenue source to help pay for your school. And then you should double check all of your eligibility requirements. So for children, this is between the ages of 18 and 26 generally. And for spouses, depending on the reason that you are qualified for this, i.e. the status of your spouse, it will be anywhere from 10 to 20 years that you have the option to utilize these benefits. So better sooner than later, but double check with va.gov for your own specifications. And then for children 18 to 26 years of age, they're eligible for the Chapter 35. You can use this on non-traditional programs like apprenticeships, flight schools, and stuff like this. Now, I'm not saying that all of those are always approved. It's changing all the time, but ask around and see what's available to you. And also, your Chapter 35 benefits do not reduce your eligibility to any other scholarships or Pell Grants, and so you should definitely take advantage of all of that. Here's the question that I know you're all asking. Well, how much is the Chapter 35 benefits? It is a straight monthly payment. If you are a full-time student in 2025, it is $1,574 per month that you receive, which again can go to anything. for attending school and meeting these requirements. Now, if you're a 3/4 time student, that number is $1,244 a month. A half-time student, that's $912 a month. And a quarter-time student, that's $393.50. So you can actually see here, you get more bang for buck by being a full-time student than you would the rest, because the difference is kind of crazy between that 1/4 and 1/2. And all that being said, here's the bottom line. They are willing to pay you to go to school. So go be a full-time student and live on the $1,500 a month while, go get the other scholarships, go get the state benefits. A lot of states are free tuition, free board for disabled, or deceased veterans and being their dependent. And so you could theoretically go to school for free and then live on the $1,574 a month without having to take a job, especially if you get free, on-campus housing, and you could go live your life and work on your school. So these benefits change all the time. I would imagine that 2026 will be a little bit higher payment because of inflation and everything else, and most of the stuff is adjusted. But the bottom line is this: take advantage of all of the opportunities available to you. Chapter 35 is just kind of an icing on the cake, especially if you have GI Bill from your veteran. And so now your GI Bill plus BAH plus Chapter 35 plus any scholarships or Pell Grants plus state benefits, and you could basically be getting paid a full-time living salary to go to school full-time. And then if you take all of that and you use your benefits or use an FHA loan to buy, say, a fourplex, you live in one unit, rent the other 3 out, you live for free, you pocket your BAH, you pocket your Chapter 35, you pocket your Pell Grant, there's a way to get paid a pretty significant chunk of change to go to school and earn a degree that will then help you better your life. And that is the whole point of these benefits, is as a thank you to your deceased or POW or wounded or disabled veteran. Thank you. We want to take care of your dependents. You took care of our country. We want to take care of you. And so if you have dependents, this information is very valuable. If you know somebody who's the dependent of one of those category veterans, send them this video and tell them, hey, did you know that you can get paid to go to school? Because that's pretty freaking cool. And there's no repayment on this. This isn't like student loans. So go take advantage of it. Go enjoy your benefits. You or your loved one served so that you could enjoy these benefits. Please take advantage of them and make yourself a better member of society. Go contribute. Go educate yourself. Go do the thing. And subscribe to this channel if you got something out of it. Have a great day.